What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Tetro Talks. Not really Tetro Talks today. Today we're doing the 343 Labs sample challenge like we do every single month, where members of the 343 Labs Discord community can send in tracks, flip in a certain sample. We've had samples by some of our great instructors. We had Max Wild playing the sax. We had a Justin Beck funk guitar sample last month. This month, I took a sample out of my Haze sample pack and gave everybody a little lo-fi guitar sample to flip. So I'm excited for that today. Big thank you to the folks at FL Studio for hooking us up with a license to give away to one lucky winner. And welcome everybody. Excited to have you today. I see the chat is already popping off. We've got a lot of great music to listen to. And as usual, I don't do these on my own. We have some friends from 343 Labs joining us today. Please welcome Nefertiti Gold and Thomas Solari. Thank you for joining me today, my friends.
No problem. Excited to be here.
Yes.
Of course, I forgot to unmute my mic.
Nice.
Hey.
It's a whole party. So yes.
Classic.
Thanks everybody for being here. I want to just shout out some folks in the chat real quick and say hello. People were here early. Yarnverse, William C. Beckham, Cable Man, Drunk Bishop. Shout out especially to the members, of course. Falguna, Slime Vibes. My mom and dad are always in the chat. My mom and dad are always holding it down. I hope you guys know that.
That's so dope.
So they're always here in the chat. Wino.mp3, TI. Music producer Ghost, Ed Oyama's here. Rashane, hello. The Counselor, thank you for being here. Music Bloxians, lots more. I lost track of chat now, so I'm sorry if I didn't call out your name. But we'll be here encouraging all the talent that we're going to be hearing today. We'll be giving some feedback for the challenge. And if you're not a member yet of the 343 Labs Discord, you totally should join. The link is in the description. And become a part of the community because we're doing these every month. We haven't chosen the sample for next month yet, but after today's stream, we will decide and we will be posting that in the challenges channel over on the server. So yes. What else? What am I missing? What about 343 Labs? What's going on over there?
We have some pretty exciting news for the New York City location, which is kind of finally being made public. We're going to be moving, which is exciting.
Very exciting.
So we're gearing up for that. No official details on it all yet, but just want to get everybody aware of what's going on there, and a lot of online stuff going on. Nefertiti's been involved with a lot of that. Getting ready for the 343 TV season 5, I believe, to kick off in September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's also been talks of a possible sample challenge playlist compilation album of some kind.
Tell the people about that. What are we thinking about that?
Well, it's still in the works, but basically the idea is so that if you're not the one winner that is chosen out of each month, we don't want you to think that your tracks are forgotten, because there is a lot of good music out there and we still want to showcase as many people as possible from the community. So that's still in the works. So if you've submitted music in the last couple of challenges, then it's definitely up for selection, and we'll keep you posted as we get more information on that.
Yeah, we were thinking of ways we could honor the whole community and do something cool at the end of the year. So let us know what you all think of that in chat. If we could do an end of the year compilation, get some of the top tracks of the sample challenges together, I think that would be a lot of fun. The end of the year is coming fast. So
it is. It's really only a couple months away.
It's crazy to think about. So much is happening. New space for 343 Labs. That's going to be amazing because I heard it's a bit of a bigger space. We all have dedicated content space. That's what I heard, but not to give away too much. And then also we've got this nice kind of content schedule for August. We've got live performances stacked up. We're of course doing the 343 Labs, the 343 challenge right now. And then starting in September, we're hitting the ground running with a full new season of 343 TV, which if people don't know what that is, we're here on my channel. Sure, welcome. Thank you for being here. But we're also live on youtube.com/343 Labs. And if you don't even know what 343 Labs is, we're an electronic music school based in Berlin and New York and online. We have amazing instructors. And, when we all started working from home, we started, streaming as much as possible, almost every day. It's a different instructor every single day teaching something about music production. And we have a some new presenters and some returning presenters starting in September. We're going to have new visuals. It's going to be a whole revamp of 343 TV. I really think it's going to be like the next level. So I hope you all get excited for that. But we don't have much time to talk here at the top because we have a lot of submissions to get through today. I've got Discord open here, and Nefertiti, you were telling me there's like 15 or something.
Yeah, around that range. That's what I've counted. Amazing.
So we're gonna work our way through each one of these entries. This is what the Discord looks like, by the way. You're all looking at it in case you haven't seen it. So the original sample, I guess I'll just play that for everybody. I even forget which one I picked, even though it's my own sample. Oh, I see. In picking this sample, I tried to pick, it is typical like lo-fi guitar, but I picked one with like longer tones that was like easier to sort of like maybe crop out individual notes if somebody wanted to. So I'm curious to see how people flip that. I really wanted it to be like as a blank of a slate as possible for people to flip. But without further ado, should we get into some of these entries?
Absolutely.
All right.
Definitely.
First one I got up here is After the Rain by Octo put in. I'll read those notes after, but I'm going to bring up the SoundCloud link for a moment. And then let's all listen to it. Ready?
All right.
All right. Make sure my SoundCloud volume is up. 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, staying pretty true to the sample here in the intro. Ooh. Some cinematic strings.
Nope. Yeah, I like that.
Nope.
Nope.
Do some groovy drums right here.
This is like very like early 2000s kind of soft rock vibe.
Yeah. I like that loud sample.
Nope.
Very cool, very cool. All right, our first entry, which is like a little bit different than our usual entries, I would say,
Yeah, it definitely is.
which we like. We like that. We like having a variety of entries. Yeah, I say the first thing that comes to mind is like this like early 2000s kind of alternative pop rock kind of thing. And I think it's cool that there were live instruments.
Yeah, I like the progression of it. Because you could still hear the sample, but then like the added layers didn't distract from it, and it just kind of created like a story within itself. I feel like it could be used definitely for some type of like scoring.
Totally.
Feels very like road trip, looking
Yeah.
out the window, leaving my small hometown vibes.
Yeah. What did you think, Thomas?
I thought like it's like emotional. Like it
Yeah.
definitely invoked like emotion, and then I immediately thought the same thing. Like cinematic could be used in like a short film or something like that.
Totally. I think critical feedback I would say is like could have got a B section in there somewhere. I think it was generally following kind of almost the same progression, almost the same feel the whole time. Would have been cool to have one contrasting section to fit the vibe. I would also say the vocal one shots are like the laughing and the nope. Those were cool, but I think things like that shouldn't be overused. Like things like that should only be used like on certain occasions, and that's what makes them like really dope. If you use them too much, I think it's a little overplayed,
Yeah. I also feel the sample starting out was a little bit panned too much to the right.
Totally, yeah.
I felt like just a little bit to the right would have been pretty decent, because then it feels like if you're listening to it on like AirPods or something and you only have like one ear in and it happens to be your left side, like that entire sample is predominantly on the right side and you kind of miss out on it a little bit versus just panning it only a little bit.
Right. You know what's crazy though? I've been listening to some songs lately, and when that happens, I like notice it now. So like The Killers, Mr. Brightside, which is like this huge song, that opening guitar like starts hard panned right.
Yeah.
And then I was listening to this other song. It might have been like Yellow Card, like Ocean Avenue or something, and same thing, guitar like hard pan, like the first guitar intro. I'm like, what are these people doing? What are they thinking? But hey, if it's good enough for those big songs, then yeah, I don't know, who knows. But I do think it's a bit jarring to hear it like that.
I feel like that kind of technique is effective if you're already halfway through the song and you introduce something hard pan versus like the very start and it's just like it's all the way over there.
I'm like checking my headphones to see if it's like plugged in right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Great first entry. Thank you, Octopudin. As usual, if you all like something that you hear today, please head to the folks, their pages and show some support to the artists. I am definitely going to keep scrolling through this next one.
You have to read the description.
Oh, I have to read the description. Fine.
Yeah.
Well, I read it in my head. I was lucky enough to find a few great samples in Splice, which sort of put some meat on things. At the beginning, busted out the guitar and a MIDI controller for the sort of dueling riffs. I was expecting to end up with something a lot more mellow. I would say it still kept a bit of a mellow vibe, but that's cool that we're able to add some energy and stuff to it. So thank you, Octopudin, for that entry. Great. Rolling right along. So Logamite says, I split the guitar sample with a bunch of effects. Let's actually give it a listen. And they've submitted twice.
The second one.
Got it. All right, let's give this one a listen in 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Okay. Video game me, I would say.
Yeah.
Mega Man bassline. I love the toms. Oh, now what?
Oh. The anticipation.
A little like action movie, Fast and the Furious. Cool. All right, that was a very cool vibe. Very energetic, high energy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah, very different than the first entry that we had. So I'm curious to see what the rest of the entries will bring. But yeah, what did you all think? I think it's interesting that the guitar sample is not super identifiable.
Same.
Yeah, same here. I feel like I was kind of waiting for it to happen.
I feel like it's that first thing that we hear. I think it's the first thing that gets chopped. I think it's like just kind of digitized.
Oh, you know what?
I have a feeling that that's what it is. I'm not positive.
I think the same. Like I was thinking that towards the end of the song, I was like, "Where's the chop?" And then, or like the sample. And then when that came back in, I was like, "Oh, it must be that." But yeah, that's cool because he or she really did his own thing with it.
Yeah, and I love the certain things they did with the structure. Like there were moments of just there was that straight up silent moment in the middle.
Yeah.
And then that happened again a little bit after that. And then there were certain things like, dropping most of the drums out and just having that little toms figure, which I think was really cool.
Yeah, that was nice.
Every section like has a purpose, and every section kind of added something new to the song. So that's usually when I'm critiquing like structure of a piece or something, that's usually the problem, is it's a lot of repeated things. And this track definitely didn't have that problem. Even though they brought in common elements in a later section, it's still fresh because you keep switching things up. I will say the second time dropping to silence, I don't think you can get away with doing that twice. Like if you want to do a dropout or something, I would have kept like some kind of noise, like a riser or a downlifter in there and build back up, but I wouldn't have gone complete silence twice. I would only do that once, because again, I just think doing certain things more than once makes it less effective the first time you did it,
Yeah, I can definitely agree, because I think once it hit full silence, I almost started talking as if it
Thought it
was
was
the
done.
end, but then I heard the riser.
Yeah.
So yeah, just having like a little bit of some kind of filler noise to kind of give some sign that this track isn't over yet.
Yeah,
is really helpful. Yeah.
for sure. I love the sounds. I think I would love to work with a whole sample pack of these kind of sounds. I think there's very cool elements in it.
Video game, glitchy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's see. They do say I split the guitar sample up with a bunch of effects and made the beat. Most of the sounds in here are derived. Oh, most of the sounds in here are derived from the guitar sample, it says. That's awesome.
Okay.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Logomite, for that entry. That was a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Keeping it rolling. All right. Scrolling. Okay. Enigmatic Onion with another
Classic.
SoundCloud link, another classic. Okay, I'm just realizing, is that a tapestry behind the panda? When you look at it quick, it seems like it's a real modular wall, but I think it's a picture.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems like it must be a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. I see it
Almost
now.
had me fooled.
It's really cool though. I want that tapestry.
For
here.
sure. Oh yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be a dope background for a streamer. I'm losing my
Tapestry of
Chrome.
modular synths.
Yes. All right. We got a good one here. Headband. This is my 343 sample challenge for the month of July. I think they mean August. Teacher supplied the sample, guitar bit, had fun. Glitchy, weird. All right, cool. That's what we're up against. So let's give this a listen. And here we go. Headband, Needed You the Most. In 3, 2, 1, go. No, that's an extra Tetro sample in there, I think, at the beginning. Oh, Enigmatic Onion is in the chat. What's up, my friend? Cool track we got here. Rhythmically really interesting.
Agreed.
This is a good vocal here.
Yeah, spitting.
Definitely like the vocals in this one.
Yeah.
I like how there's like a different groove at this part.
Yeah. Tempo change. Love that. Building back the tempo here a little bit, I think. Oh my gosh, that little vocal thing.
That was cool.
That was a really cool track. Thank you, Enigmatic Onion, aka Headband. I appreciate that. They talked about using in the chat. They were saying they use Stutter Edit 2, which you can hear some of that. I think a lot of really interesting rhythmic things, including that tempo and groove change partway through. What did you all think of that?
It was impressive. I thought the track overall was like super creative. Like it just kind of kept hitting you with different elements, different ideas. And although at times that might kind of get distracting, I thought for the most part it kind of stayed in groove and it all made sense to me.
Totally.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting throughout, because I think sometimes one of the hardest things to do is to take something that is repetitive and make it not sound repetitive.
Not boring.
Which is, it's such an ironic thing, especially within like westernized music, because it's like our ears are used to things that just repeat over and over, like
Totally.
a strange like familiarness about it. But like after a while, especially if it's just like instrumentals that we're listening to, it can get like repetitive, but you don't want to break away from repetitiveness, because then you like confuse the listener. And I liked how even within a certain repetitiveness, it doesn't feel repetitive.
Totally.
I've said that word a lot of times already.
You repeated the word repetitive a lot. It's very repetitive. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's like, how do you, like, you want to keep your music flow. You want to give the listener something they're familiar with. You want to build on it, and you want to introduce little elements that don't break too far away from the original material and keep it cool, keep it interesting, but also familiar. And I think the vocal that happens halfway through, I've got the track playing right now. It's literally like at the midway point, but that vocal a cappella is so dope. I think that really made the track for me. I would have maybe used that a little more, or tried to just explore that kind of world a little more. And then also like the groove and tempo change. It's a really, you don't see that a lot in songs. You don't see a lot of tracks switching tempo, switching groove partway through, but I think it actually worked here the way it was introduced. And it's because of sort of what you mentioned, like, okay, you want to have some repeated elements, but you don't want it to be too repetitive. Well, if you take the same DNA of the track and you just slow it down, switch that up, that's enough newness for the listener and also enough familiarness for the listener.
Yeah, and it's also a very hard technique to actually do in a track, to essentially make a new song within a song, but and make it seamlessly transition. Like you're spending a lot of time just working on the transition part in general.
Totally. I think this was a great entry. Thank you so much, Headband, aka Enigmatic Onion, in the track. Please let Enigmatic Onion know what you thought of their track. Much appreciated. All right, we're gonna keep rolling through here. Going right down the Discord. All right, another entry. Right here in the Discord. First time entering at a 343 Labs contest. Hope you all like my submission. This is from Tim. Tim, thank you so much for entering. I wonder if you're in the chat. If you are in the chat, say hello. But nonetheless, let's give this new entry a listen. I'm clicking play in 3, 2, 1, go. We're gonna bounce with the sample. Okay, I'm about it. Oh.
That's nice.
Hello, the Mutant Panda in chat. Hello, Darnell Neal. Something a little off about the bass line, I think, though.
Yeah, I kind of hear what you mean.
Not quite there.
It might be a little sharp.
I think it's just not quite the right key, probably.
Yeah. It's hard to tell sometimes with like those super low tones.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I do like this drum groove.
Same.
Yeah. The drums, definitely.
It's definitely a different take, but I feel like there's something missing, you know? Cool. I think there's just like a poppier approach, which I think is
Yeah.
cool. Like it kept it simple with the sample. Like the sample isn't too transformed, which is totally fine. And I like that approach is totally valid. Making it bounce like that, adding in that drum groove, super cool. I wish it would have went a little bit further into the pop world, like some more arpeggiated synths or something. Like it doesn't have
Oh,
to be
yeah.
too much, but like Grimes has some similar tracks on like one of her previous albums that leans more to the pop stuff, pop/acoustic stuff, which I think this could have fit into like a bit of a candy pop kind of vibe. What did you all think of it?
I thought it was cool. The groove was like my favorite part. I like the drums a lot. I thought, you know, there was kind of a little bit of off-keyness or whatever it was with the bass.
Yeah.
But that happens. My strategy for that, just quick production tip, is like to put it really high in octave.
Yes.
And it's like nice and quick, and bring it
Yeah.
up a couple octaves and just kind of make sure it's sounding right there. And then one thing, like when you're talking about it's missing something, I know you mentioned like arps and other synths. What I thought was like maybe some other percussion layers, like a shaker or
yeah.
just something in the back could help out like the groove a lot. Not to say the drums like were perfect as is, but just something kind of in the background to help us, you know, stay along with it.
Totally. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's the thing when we make music. Cause I had the same issue not too long ago. I was just listening to something. I was just like, something's missing, and I just can't quite put my finger on it. And sometimes when you're starting out, it's hard to even be able to tell
Yeah.
what that something is, because it could be such a variety of things. Because it's like you have your chord progression, you have your bass, you have your drums, and it's just like, what else could I add here to it?
Right.
But as far as like the bass goes, definitely what Thomas says, I've used that as well. Like if you can't tell if it's in key because it's so low, and it's really hard to like detect bass notes when they're that low, so just bring it up like an octave and just play the bass line an octave higher, and then bring it back down an octave
Right.
again.
Totally. Those are all good tips. Yeah, it's interesting because sometimes beginners have the opposite problem where they just keep throwing things into the track, like more and more and more and more. So I appreciate actually that this was left a little bit sparse and simple. So Tim, with your
Yeah.
first entry to the contest, thank you so much for entering. We hope you continue to submit and keep
Definitely.
building on those skills. And I just want to do a quick shout for chat because we've had a couple people jump in chat and be like, how do I submit? Can I submit right now? So you can't submit right now live on stream. However, we do this every single month, and the way to participate is by joining the 343 Labs Discord. The link is in the description. Make sure you join. It's like totally free to join, totally free to enter the sample challenge. And after today's stream, probably later this week, we'll be announcing, the next sample challenge for the month of September, and we'll be dropping a sample in chat that everybody can download. So if you're new and you want to participate, please definitely join the Discord. You don't want to I feel like the live stream culture of track reviews is like, oh, I show up and I send my link, but we're trying to build a little more community here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, when it comes to music, sometimes I feel like as musicians, we tend to just kind of be all over the place. A little
Totally.
structure.
Yeah, a little
doesn't
structure
hurt,
is good.
You know, take
Yeah.
your time with your music, like get it to the best that you can, and then submit. And you have time to like work on it if you feel like it's not where it needs to be.
Absolutely. White Whisker asks, what's the prize for next month? Maybe I'll throw one in. Have we announced the prize for next month? Or are we waiting?
Nope.
Okay, we're
No,
waiting.
we're waiting.
Okay, got it. All right.
I hold all the secrets.
Got it. Perfect. This next track by Miles in the Discord says this was originally supposed to be an electro track inspired by watching electro episodes of Techno Saturdays. Yes, with John Selway,
Nice.
who will be returning in September. That's great. But it turned into something else. The sample makes up all ARPs, pads, any guitar sound in the track. I have been doing this less than a year. Actually, this is the first thing I've ever posted online anywhere. So apologies for the mixing.
Yay.
Hey, we're excited for that. Unfortunately, the time limit was 3 minutes and this is at 3:01. So I think we have to disqualify them, right? Of course.
Oh man,
Man,
it's close.
No,
you,
just a
you
joke.
can deliver that bad news.
Yeah.
Out of my conscious.
just jokes. But thank you. We're excited to hear the first track that you've ever posted online. And let's see which direction this track goes. Are we ready to listen?
Yeah.
Okay. Miles, we're listening to your track in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
Interesting. I gotta turn
this is
this
really
up.
nice.
The sample makes up all the ARPs. So these ARPs that are happening are the guitar sample, I assume?
Yeah. Oh, the bass.
I love the kind of spooky drone kind of thing that's going on here.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, vocoder action.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I really like the claves there.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
nice.
that's my favorite
Yeah.
part. Like it feels a part of me.
Mm-hmm.
I like all the use of effects, delay
Yeah.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very spacey.
I really like the rise of that ARP.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a great alternative to like a riser. It's a different idea or a different take on it.
What is that sound? That is like a percussive, like a frog almost, but it's, I don't know.
So it's an electric frog.
Electric
cricket.
frog.
Frog cricket.
Wow, that was a great
That was
track.
really
That was
nice.
super
That was
atmospheric.
really nice.
Yes, so beautiful sounds here, and I think it's amazing that this person says it's their first thing that they've actually released, and they've been doing music production less than a year, so they must be paying attention to John Selway's Techno Saturdays. That's what I know.
You gotta take a class then. If you took that
Exactly.
from like 1 hour streams.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Imagine
a
what you can do.
class. That
Lot
was
of
good.
it's just an amazing sonic world. Like nothing stuck out too much. Everything felt like it belonged. Very cool percussive elements, very cool synth elements, very cool atmosphere. Atmosphere is very hard to nail in tracks like this. Sometimes
is.
it's just kind of like a bunch of synths playing together and it doesn't feel like it has atmosphere. It doesn't necessarily feel unified, but I do feel like this track did very well at that. what was I going to say? Oh, and very effective, like at around the 2:19 mark, which is about like 3/4 of the way through the track. It brought in all the favorite elements, you know, like it brought back the vocoder, it brought back the claves rhythm, it brought everything like to a culmination, which is really, really effective in tracks like this. What did you all think of this track?
It was definitely a little head bopper because I noticed at one point all of us was just like just sitting here, pure silence. and
Yes, just
like,
feeling
yeah,
it.
and I think the part of the track that was most responsible for that was the bass because that carried it the whole time, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
And I really like when the low end just like sticks out and it just booms and like kicks me in the face.
Totally.
So I thought that was great.
Definitely. I like the arrangement overall. It's probably my favorite part. Like, as you were alluding to, Nick, like later in the song, when everything kind of came in, all those elements you had kind of been hinted at earlier, like that's some really solid arrangement. And I know that's a thing a lot of beginners struggle with. So I found it really impressive that they were able to put together such a cohesive piece.
Yeah. And
For the first track ever.
totally. And they say apologies for the mixing. And I'm like, I think the mix is pretty good. Really, the only mix thing that I would point out is like the kick could have been a lot more robust and had a bit more low end in it. It felt a little too like knocky, like it was a little too like mid range and not enough low end. That is the one thing though. And then there's really, really beautiful things happening with panning. And Nefertiti, you pointed out the riser that was made from that ARP, the way that kind of fades in and filters in. That was great.
It was so pretty. I like stuff like that so much.
Yeah, an amazing
like
entry.
listening to glitter.
Yeah, listening to glitter. We like that.
like
That's a
listening to
great
glitter.
review.
Yeah.
A lot of people in chat were also loving that track as well. So thanks everybody. I got to give a couple chat shout outs. Shout out to SDK who just popped up. We got my chat has badges because for members and their badges keep evolving. But the latest tier of badges, like you have to have been a member for 6 months. So only a few people have it. And we just had somebody just get the new badge. STK, shout out to you.
Hey.
Nice.
It's dope. Is that orange? I'm colorblind. Yes, it's orange. Shout out to you. All right, let's keep going.
Just blind.
Just blind, not even just
I'm
colorblind.
just blind.
Yep, this is the next one. Yidget Can. I think I'm saying that right. Here's my track. I tweaked the sample with Max for Live devices, Grain Freeze, Granulator, and Vector Grain, and created some layer of melodic Atmo elements. You can hear them at the beginning and during the track. 3 minutes definitely wasn't enough. I think 3 minutes is enough, personally. But we'll see.
Yeah. Those 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Gosh, disqualified. All right, I'm loading that up here. Do either of you use any Max for Live devices?
I'm still getting used to Ableton.
Yeah, I feel
just
that.
started using it.
Not super recently, but I have in the past and had some fun with it.
Yeah, I love the buffer shuffler is one of my favorite devices. If you all want to check that out, like think about like chopping audio, but it's doing it for you and it's like shuffling the way it chops it over time. I don't know. You all should play with it. Definitely check out the buffer shuffler. It's fun. But Max for Live is a whole like intimidating environment, you know, especially with, like Nefertiti said, I'm just trying to get used to Ableton Live. Like,
Yeah, I'm such a Logic user and like using Ableton has been
speaking of Max for Live, though, how about Max for 343 Labs, who is in my chat right now? Max Wild. Can you believe it?
Oh,
Hey,
Max.
shout out Max.
The man himself. He wants a badge. Max, you have to become a member if you want a badge. Hit the
pay
join
me.
button. Yeah. All right, awesome. You all ready to listen to this track?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. It's called Place for the Naked. Very interesting title.
Already interested.
Let's give it a listen in 3, 2, 1, go. Cool sounds out the gate. I like that a lot of people had this similar glitchy kind of idea.
Yeah.
Just zoom right in. Perfect.
My camera is being disrespectful with the lighting. It keeps changing.
Ideal Constantine in chat says, giving Matrix vibes.
Yes.
I like the synth part here that came in.
Yeah. Oh, I like having this melody on these two instruments. That's really nice. One clean and one kind of glitchy.
Yeah.
What's up, your boy Ken in chat? Hello.
Arcade Records says all three of us are just vibing.
That's true.
That's a good sign. It's kind of
Yeah.
like when the food comes out at the table and everybody's silent and they're just eating.
All right, Place for the Naked, great track. I really liked that. It's interesting they say 3 minutes was not enough. I think 3 minutes was a perfect amount of time for this track.
Yeah. I feel like those extra couple of seconds was just a fade down.
Yeah,
really.
just a fade down. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do caution people, especially in electronic music. Sometimes we get like these 6 minute, 7 minute tracks, and sure, there's a place for that. But especially when you're just starting out, you want to make music that's like ultra consumable so people actually don't feel intimidated listening to your music. So keeping it to a nice 3 minutes is a great length, I think, for getting more people to commit to listening to the whole thing. Very cool sounds here. I really like that. Again, it's another example where their guitar sample is not strictly identifiable. You wouldn't even know that it was probably a sample challenge with a guitar sample if you just listen to this track outright.
Sure.
I thought the mix was pretty good. A lot of these sounds are very, very clean. That lead synth, there was one moment that I pointed out where like the lead synth was, there were kind of two synths happening that were contributing to the texture of it. One a little bit dirtier, one a bit more just like clean, typical synth sound. And I think combining sounds like that is a really good way to make a sound more interesting versus just have a lead synth. Well, let's add some texture to it and combine different sounds. What were some highlights for you all?
I thought the drums were like really punchy, which
Yeah.
I liked, and like a few of the earlier
Yeah.
submissions like didn't have as much cutting through, and when it comes to the drums, and I always appreciate like loud drums, so
Totally.
that's my
Yeah.
favorite part
Thomas really likes just hard hitting in your bass drums.
for sure.
Yeah, I thought there was a really good balance throughout the whole track. I felt like every part came through as far as the mix was concerned. The only critique that I might have was for like the lead synth. I definitely felt like a little bit more reverb or being pushed into like a reverb send would have really kind of gave that like to fit into the atmosphere more. We just pushed in a little bit more.
Totally.
Reverb.
And I'll also say that I think personally that the lead synth kind of overstayed its welcome a little bit. It would have been interesting to introduce just a new, like we could have kept the same exact melody, but maybe pass it to another synth, especially like 3/4 of the way through the track, because there is a point in the track where that lead synth is just the lead synth for the rest of the song, you know, and that kind of is the focal point. You want to kind of switch that up now and then if you can. And whether that's like do a call and response, like have that lead synth play something and then have something respond to it, go back and forth. And the other one last critique that I'll give is that build up, the build up that happens around, you know, there's that dropout that happens around 149 or something like that. And then it builds back up. Could have gone a bit more dramatic with that. It was not enough time to feel that tension and release and that tension of building up again. So I would have just gone a little bit more dramatic there. Maybe some more tensions, a little bit more dissonance, and then a big drop. Boom. Crash into that final big culminating moment. But
I
yeah.
can agree. I usually get like this whenever it comes to like risers and drops, I always literally get like physically anxious.
Yeah, we want that.
So, like, yeah. Every time without fail, I always feel that when it comes to like risers.
Totally.
I can't help it.
Tension and release. That's what it is all about. But hey, Yijit Can, thank you so much for that entry. I think that was a nice, clean sounding track. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, lots of variety in today's submissions. We love that. I'm going to keep on scrolling through. All right, this next one is a YouTube upload from our friend wino.mp3.
Hey.
Who is in the chat, I believe. So thank you for joining. I got to open this in YouTube. All right, not going to play it yet. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's a Claro type beat called Trip. I don't know if either of you listened to Claro.
No, it kind of like started playing a little bit on my end.
Oh, don't
Not
spoil
the
it.
song. No, not the song, but
Oh.
like that first initial clip, I thought it was an ad. I'm like, wait a minute. That was really good.
So for sad boys like me, listening to Claro is kind of like a staple, you know, like kind of like sad girl indie music a little bit. So I think that's what we're in for. So I'm all about hearing what a Claro type beat sounds like. But hello, Wino. Thank you for this entry. You are in chat. Thank you. Let's give this a listen. Oh, and it says free Claro X bedroom pop type beat. So it seems like if anybody wants to pick this beat up and grab it and put something over it, might not be a bad idea. So let's give it a listen. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. It's like bedroom pop, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, the video is so fitting.
It's like a A24 film. Teen drama. Oh, something going on with this piano. Oh, it's Outer Banks I'm seeing in chat is what this video is from.
Okay. It makes me want to watch it now. Just because of the beat.
A little bit of dissonance there in the piano. Some brass.
The video is so fitting. Like that part where it got suspenseful, the video kind of got more suspenseful too.
Yeah.
Love that.
And I noticed a reverse crash that matched up with the scene in the video too.
All I'm saying is looking at this end screen here, it seems like Wino works on a lot of free type beats. So you all should check that out if that's what you're into. Thank you for that entry, Wino.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm going to run it back. Cool. So like this indie bedroom pop music, I think the instrumentation is what I want to say. I think that was sort of nailed. You know, you've got that sort of acoustic sounding drum set, but also like it's kind of like an electric sounding kick. That's like very common. And then the guitar, piano, brass comes in a little bit later. That kind of fingered bass sound is also very common. I think the one place where it falls a little bit short is kind of the mixing. Some things, you know, you do want that lo-fi indie vibe, but I felt like some of the pitch was a little too wavy at points, and then some of like the mixing stuff, like the piano, especially the piano, I felt like was just like blasted to the max, where it could have been, you can have that kind of crunchy sound without it sounding like it's gonna break my headphones kind of thing, you know. No, that was kind of harsh, but you know what I mean. Like you want a lo-fi sound that is still, that doesn't sound like something's wrong. That sounds like it's intentional. I think that is the thing that you want.
For sure.
I liked it.
Yeah.
And I think I think the common thing that we were all saying is like how it matched well to the video that was playing. And sometimes I think we don't realize how powerful that is, because sync licensing is a big deal.
Totally.
You know what I mean? There's so many ways to make money as a musician. So if you can sit here and make your own like trailer or something I've never seen, and I'm just like, well, let me just write this down because I'm about to go check it out. Like that is something to, you know, make note of.
Yep.
I thought it was like so interesting how different this is. Like I know we've had a lot of electronic music and stuff kind of more similar to this too, but this was just like the one, again, like really creative approach to taking your own path with it. I'm not too familiar with the genre in general, but I was just like listening to this like, wow, it's so different from some of these more electronic sounding tunes.
Yeah.
Totally. And it is refreshing to hear in a sea of, you know, like more electronic sounds. And I think that that's what's great about the community, right? Everybody's making their own type of music and applying these production skills in different ways. So I think that that's really cool. Wino, I really appreciate this entry. Thank you. Please check out Wino's channel, especially if you're looking for type beats, it seems. Keep making those beats, my friend. Hopefully one cool art. I mean, that's like the whole Lil Nas X thing. Old Town Road was like a free beat or something, or maybe it was on BeatStars. I forget the story, but who knows? Somebody picks up your beat and makes a banger with it, and then
that was the story. It was like a free something type beat, and he just took it and
made a,
you know,
international hit
later.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. So keep on that, Wino. Thank you for that entry. Let's keep moving to the next one. Speaking of the sync licensing thing, I was talking to a friend who works at a label, and they were like, the one thing that we look for in signing is like if they have like sync placements or if they have a lot of potential for sync placements, like that's what we go for, because that is literally where the money is. Like we're not signing people so they can make 0.00012 cents on Spotify, you know, like sync and placement is where the money is at. So let's keep it moving. Eat Your Cereal with their entry. Hey y'all, had a lot of fun messing around with the sample and coming up with this arrangement. Hope you like it too. Looking forward to hearing them all and watching the stream. All right, Eat Your Cereal. Are you here in chat? Show yourself. I'm opening up the SoundCloud link.
What a name. I like it.
Just clicked on it like 8 times. All right, Apollo Elevator Music. Interesting. Cool artwork, I would say. Okay, not any more context here on the SoundCloud, but let's give it a listen. So, y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, Apollo Elevator Music in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, leaning into the lo-fi here a bit. Oh, CM, what's up? Thanks for the entry. Oh. The cassette is breaking. A little too much going out there with the pitch from me. I enjoy the filtered, nostalgic kind of whole filter that's on the whole thing. I think that's very... I think that there's a time and place for that, for sure.
I like the drum pattern here.
Yeah.
Okay, solid
this
B
is
section.
interesting.
Here we go. That's a nice bass sound.
Yeah. That bass is really nice.
Okay, so here at the end, it seems like we've lost some of that more atonal, like pitch bendy stuff from the beginning, which I think is a good thing. Okay, could have let that fade out a little bit longer, but that's fine. That was cool. So this almost fits in a similar world to the entry we just heard from Wino, because it's like almost got a bedroom pop vibe. It's got that acoustic feel, you know, drum set, guitar, bass, a little bit marimba. Of course, I think the elephant in the room is at the beginning, just all that pitch bendiness, which is... It's like a tape plug-in with the wow turned up like too high. Like that's pretty much what it is. And I think that there is a time and place for that. Like if you want that to be part of your intro, great. But I don't think it works as part of a core part of the song. Like I think when that verse dropped around like 35 seconds in, I think that should have been sort of abandoned because that ending is so strong. I think everything comes together so nicely in the end when that pitch bendiness, weirdness isn't happening. Should have bailed on that earlier. Also, what do you guys think of like the whole like lo-fi kind of filter that this whole thing is running through the whole time?
I like it. I feel like the track in itself could probably be more successful if the second half was the first half and
For
you're
sure.
just kind of going into like whatever, a different dimension. But sometimes like that pitch bend is very confusing for the ear because we naturally want to find a pitch to like stick to.
Yeah.
And constantly like moving that pitch back and forth is kind of throwing it off a bit. My favorite part was definitely like the grooves within the drums. I thought that was solid.
Yeah.
How those came through.
Yeah, I thought the groove of the drums, like when that part came in, is really cool. I agree with you guys both that the end was my favorite part. I think with the pitch bendy lo-fi stuff, it's easy to overdo it, kind of like the effects and stuff Teacher was talking about earlier in the stream. But you want to do it just enough to keep it interesting, but not so people really notice, if that makes sense. You know, if the average listener is like, hey, what's going on here with this, or getting confused, that's never really the best sign. So just look out for stuff like that, but really creative ideas, and I enjoyed the track overall.
Yeah, and pretty nice song structure too. Like that B section is so strong, and then when the B section evolves into that final section, that brings us back to that familiar element, but without all the weird pitch bendiness stuff. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, get to that sooner, and maybe even consider just opening up that filter thing as for the end too. Like, I think it could be really effective for the listener. Okay, most of the track is like this totally lo-fi filtered thing, but opening that up at the end and having it be like a full fidelity track can actually be very, very satisfying for the listener. Like, oh, it's finally opened up, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But cool, I could totally hear a vocalist getting on this and like having a song written to this instrumental for sure. Awesome. And good use of the sample too, because they kind of backed it with marimba or like a vibraphone type instrument. I don't know, it fit. It felt like the sample belonged in this track.
It did. It did.
Awesome. Thank you. Eat your cereal with Apollo Elevator Music. That's CM in chat. Thank you, CM, for that entry. Appreciate you. Keeping it rolling. All right, the next one is right there. The next one is from Sakai. Hello there. Here's my first submission for the 343 challenge. Took parts of the sample and used that as sort of a pad in the overall track, mainly delay, reverb, and shimmer. Also used it as one of the risers. Other sounds are also mostly from Tetro's Haze sample pack. All right, we give bonus points. Y'all remember this? Bonus points for this one. Haven't even heard it yet. Analog Lab / Pigments. All right. Love the process of making this track. Oh, it's Amelia S in chat. Thank you, Amelia S.
I love Pigments.
Yes, Pigments is beautiful. I mean, all the Archeria stuff is beautiful. Amelia S is also a member, so more bonus points. Write that down. Use the sample pack. More bonus points. They're a member. Of course, that will have no bearing on the selection. However, we make mental notes. Thank you, Amelia. All right. Oh, and it's called Days. Very clever. more bonus points because the sample pack's called Haze, and now we have Days. All right, I could go on forever here.
They're
Why don't we
really
listen to
going
the
for
track? Yeah. All right, you all ready to listen?
Yeah.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm so sad now.
This is my type of music. That's what I have to say. That study type beat.
Yeah, this is awesome vibe.
Ooh,
That is nice transition.
what an evolution. Some amazing atmosphere. This track is very movie-esque as well. Very cinematic. Yeah, talk about
Wow.
a sonic world. What did y'all think of that track?
That
was
was
awesome.
so pretty. Like I would so like just have that playing while I'm like adult coloring.
Adult color.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like absolutely. Get like some incense burning. Total millennial vibe.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff. I thought like everything was really intentional. It seemed, like it was in its right place. Melodically, like everything was in key, sounding really good. So I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, I think one of the most effective things of the track like happens in like the first 30-ish seconds because it starts off very sparse and dry. And what I mean by dry is like just not a lot of space, not a lot of reverb. Sounds like we're in the room with the instruments. But then eventually like we're coming up on it now, probably at about like 45, 50 seconds in, it evolves into this big spacious sort of like, I don't know, you can't help but picture like mountains, like hazy mountains or like hazy like forest vibes because it just feels big and grandiose with the sounds that get introduced. There are these beautiful swells. I think I can hear some of the other samples from the sample pack, which is really cool. It's weird. You make a sample pack and you don't. It's different making something with your own sample pack versus samples you get somewhere else. Like I feel like I hear this and I'm like, wow, how did they do that with those samples? And I'm like, I made the freaking samples. I should know like what the capabilities are. So I think that that's really cool. This is amazing. Nailed the atmosphere. I know I was waxing poetic about all the ways they were kind of like, oh, they're members. They got the whole sample pack, whatever. But Amelia, definitely you did the most with it. This is a really beautiful track. And it seems like chat is lighting up about it too.
Yeah, this is really just, it was beautiful.
Yeah. Why don't we take a moment? Well, this is a great track. Amelia, thank you for the submission. We have a few more submissions to go through. Why don't we take a moment to just plug some stuff and let people know what's going on? I think it's a good moment to let people know that if you want the Haze sample pack that this sample came from and that Amelia used some sounds for in this track, you can get it free by hitting the join button, becoming a member at the VIP tier above, and you get the sample pack with your membership, in addition to a bunch of other perks. What else should we shout out here? What do you all have going on that you want to promote?
So I just heard from Max, and he says
Oh.
we're at 14.5K subscribers. on
Oh,
YouTube.
interesting.
So push
Nice.
push for subscribers over there on 343 Labs. We're really trying to make it to 15K.
That would be amazing.
It would mean a lot for us if you went over and gave us a sub. So that's my plug.
Yes, youtube.com/343labs. Nefertiti, if you want to put that in my chat, you can.
Absolutely.
Or Joseph, if you're watching. Yeah, just throw that. Please, if you're watching on my channel, go give a sub over to the 343 Labs channel. It means a lot. Let's get to 15K. We've been growing very steadily and like kind of fast over the past year. A lot of good stuff happening. 500 subs away from 15K. All right, looks like Joseph is on it. All right, Nefertiti, what are you
Nice.
plugging? What do we got going on?
I am plugging essentially the next sample challenge because I did check the Discord and I noticed that a few people dropped some links trying to get into today's challenge,
Hey,
but that is closed out since
Yeah.
11:59 p.m. Eastern
Yes.
Daylight Time. But if you want to submit for the September challenge, we're going to be announcing that within like the next week or so. That definitely give us some time to like get the sample together and get our secret prizes lined up for you guys. But definitely join the Discord so you can take part in this as well. It's free to enter, free to join. You have nothing to lose, all to gain. And yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't win, we're still working on trying to put together some type of compilation album of some kind. So your
Keep
tracks
that
are not
in mind.
forgotten.
Yes,
Yeah.
keep it in mind. We want to make a big community compilation at the end of the year. What that looks like, we still have to nail down the details, but it's coming. So, yes. Get ready. Make sure you're in the Discord for next month's challenge so you can win a cool prize. And also potentially be featured on an end of the year compilation. Also head over to youtube.com/343labs. Subscribe. Help us get to 15K subscribers.
For sure. And one more thing to add to all
Yeah.
this, check out our classes at 343labs.com. That's really what keeps us alive and moving and enables us to do all these sorts of fun challenges and streams. So if you're considering, getting into music for the first time, or you've been doing it for some time and you want to really get your skills up, we're the best place to do it. So check out those classes there.
For sure, you can do it in person in New York, in Berlin, or online for everybody. So if we're talking about certain things, whether it's mixing elements, arrangement elements, there's classes for pretty much any level. Ableton Live, Logic, and as well as like synthesis and sound design, mixing and mastering. There's immersive, so you can take like a bunch of all these things all at once and really level up your skills, all that good stuff. So 343labs.com if you do want to get serious about production and take a course with some amazing instructors. All right, that's it for the plugs. Should we keep going with entries?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right, it looks like we have a handful more. All right, great. Yes. And we're on Falguna. Falguna, who is a previous winner, right? Has previously won the sample challenge.
Yes,
Correct.
he has. He was our first one.
First winner of the 343 sample challenge. Great. So this is bound to be a great submission. Says, I used the sample in a really simple way, just placing it without chopping or applying major effects on it. The rest of the track was built up around the sample. Had a great time making this track, and I hope you enjoy listening to it. I'm excited to hear it. All right. Let's give Falguna's entry a listen. You all ready?
Yes.
All right, let's hear it in 3, 2, 1, go. And Falguna is here in chat, so everybody help hype up Falguna.
I can already tell from the album art that
Yeah.
it would be a lo-fi.
Exactly.
vibe. Perfect. That's what I look like every morning too. For the covers.
Not wanting to get up.
Oh, every day.
Really cool chords behind this. Oh, and that deep bass. Tell me
I
what
know.
bass it is, Falguna.
Low end is always a fave.
That plucky arpeggiated thing is a really nice texture. Falguna says it's two basses combined, a Serum bass and the Ableton hip hop sub bass.
I love the hip hop sub bass.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite.
Same.
It's a go-to. Nice. Cool. Oh gosh,
Nice.
something immediately started playing right after that. Falguna, another fantastic track. Thank you for that submission. I also want to point out bonus points because Falguna even says check out Tejo and check out 343 Labs in the SoundCloud description. Bonus points, bonus points.
Wow.
Love
threw
that.
The links up and everything.
Through the links up. YouTube and IG, which is amazing. No, but seriously, thank you
Nice.
for that, Falcona. That's really nice. And it's a great use of the sample. You know, we've had entries where we don't even recognize the sample, which is great. And then we have entries like this where we really recognize the sample, which is also great. I think the magic comes in like how do you harmonize with the sample? Like how do you build a chord progression underneath this sample that kind of goes with it? And it was a bit of a challenge, I think, because the sample, the guitar is playing intervals and you want those intervals to kind of match up with your chords. And I think there's opportunity for it to kind of really clash, but I think the way that this is mixed and the way that these sounds really go together, it ends up working really well. So great job on that, folk. In a really great mood, really great. You're just nailing that lo-fi sound for sure.
We might have to make more than one compilation album just to go with like
Genres.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really enjoyable. My favorite part was definitely that sub bass. I can really feel it like in my eardrums. That was really nice. It's my favorite part.
Yeah, I agree. I actually heard this one on Instagram already because I follow Falguna there, and I didn't hear it for the bass because I was listening to my phone speakers. So hearing it in my headphones this time completely transformed the track, and like I really liked it. I would say like a vocalist on this would be amazing.
Oh,
Like,
true. Yeah.
I could totally like listen to a song like this with a singer or even like maybe some rapping going on or something, but I could totally hear, you know, a complete track with some vocals, and I'd listen to that like on repeat.
Absolutely. Yeah, really nice textures, really good use of the sample. Everything fits together in the world. Adil Constantine says, I felt that bass in my chest for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel that. Oh, and Falguna says, I thought about your sunset beat and made this, the one you played on the Lumi. Yeah, all right, cool. I'm glad. Took some inspiration. Fantastic track. I feel like this one and Amelia's submission could go on, the same album
Easy.
almost. Yeah, easy.
Easy. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Falguna. Another fantastic entry. Great track. We're going to keep it moving. Here we go. Next entry is by Alv Martin. Hello, people. I'm Alvaro from Nicaragua. We got people from all over the world in this community.
That's amazing.
Insane. First time here as part of this community. Thank you for letting me in. This is my submission for the challenge. I have to say, the loop provided resulted really tricky for me because of that pedal note. Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about with the intervals before. So I decided to work around the implicit tonality. Hope you like it. Let's give it a listen. This is an Audius link. I see more and more people using Audius. I don't know what that's all about. But with peace and love, I guess it's fine. All right, Baby by Alv Martin. Should we give it a listen?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Genre Latin. I'm
Oh.
interested. I'm very interested. All right, let's hit play in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh,
Oh,
We're hitting the ground running. Really nice percussion. Okay. The use of vocals is so good. So bright and sunny.
it is.
Can anybody identify the sample? I can't really tell if I've heard it yet. Oh,
Right there. Perfect timing.
yeah. Jacob in chat says this song belongs in a top 40 commercial or in a commercial. Yeah.
And then Adil says I can see it on a tequila ad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely like a Corona ad, like Find Your Beach.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What a lot of energy. That woke me up
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, we've got bedroom lo-fi beats and then we've got this style.
Yeah.
So
Last
cool.
Couple entries just kind of
Yeah, throwing us for a loop. What's interesting is like I just ran it back to play it in the background and it really starts in like a different place. It really builds up to that high energy. So it's cool to run that back. So much happening in that 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yes, very good track. Very clean production sound.
Yeah, I didn't feel like anything was like lost in the mix. Like everything had its own pocket.
Yeah.
It's like really well mixed. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's like you could hear it on the radio, basically, as is,
Yep. And I think if I had to give one critique of this, I think there's a lot of very beautiful melodic elements, very solid production. Where is the one catchy melody that I walk away singing, though? That's what I'm looking for. Because I feel like this beat kind of worked through its sections, and they all sounded super clean and great and catchy, but I don't know what is the one hook that I'm walking away with getting stuck in my head. I don't have that. I don't know if either of you, maybe I missed one, or maybe you all have a melody in your head after listening to this.
Well, maybe it's one of those tracks where it's not meant to have that catchy melody because
Sure.
the vocals should be like whoever would put vocals on top of it should like take that shine.
Right. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like a top line is what it needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, and this is creative use. I know they talked about the tonality of the sample, and that is always a struggle with a sample challenge. Is like there's implied harmony already in the sample. So how do you work around that? And I think they did it so well. And it's so funny to be like, I wonder where the sample is. And then that part already came in. So that was cool. Such a high level production work, Alv Martin. Thank you for the entry.
Yeah. The use of the sample was good with how it was placed.
Right.
Like I was kind of worried a little bit that it wasn't going to fit, but then like another layer came through with like something a bit more
Kinda-
rhythmic on top of it.
Right. Supported
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It sounded really great.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Alv Martin, all the way from Nicaragua with that entry. We love that. Hyped us up. Put that on when you guys are chilling on the beach, in this last month of summer. For sure. All right, we've got a few more entries to go. I'm trying to count. I think we have, 3 more entries? Oh, maybe that's 4. I think that's part of the same thing. Yeah, I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more entries.
Yeah.
Cool. TI-80 Mark could potentially be a calculator. We've never had a submission by a calculator before. Thank you.
Classic.
Yeah. This is my first entry into 343. A lot of first entries today. We love that.
This is great.
Yes. It says I chopped up the sample and used it 2 ways in the track, then added some layers of labs, my choric monologue, and some vital, and of course some drums. Hope you enjoy. Let's give it a listen. Cool album art here, like a little sci-fi, almost like an Alien or H.R. Geiger inspired weapon
really cool.
here.
That's a really cool gun.
I'm covering your faces with my window. Okay, fixed that. All right, let's give it a listen. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm not ready because this window I'm struggling. All right, here we go. Let's give it a listen. The track is called They're Coming by TI-80 Mark. Let's give it a listen in 3, 2, 1, go. A chopped up robotic beat with some drama, says the SoundCloud description. I think it's the robots, Falguno, that are coming. The robots.
The other calculators.
Intense drum fill.
There's that anxiety right there.
The little rhythmic fills are very interesting. Keeps it fresh. Are these friendly robots or enemy robots, do you all think?
I think
would
they're
say-
just upset robots.
I would say enemy for sure.
Oh, enemy for sure. Okay.
I don't
Kinda
know, I
like a
think they're
dark
just
lab.
upset. I feel like they're not angry enough to be enemies.
I think they look dangerous on the outside, but are really friendly on the inside. First impressions are not everything.
Come across a lot of guys like that.
Ah.
Not everybody's as big as tough as they seem.
All right. All right, what did you all think of this track by TI-80 Mark?
I thought it was a fun bop.
A fun bop is a good way to describe it for sure.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a unique sound to it, very different from what we've heard. It stays within its theme with like the robot sounding effects and stuff like that was happening throughout, so it kind of kept it in its pocket, which I liked.
Yeah. I do like the kind of glitchiness. I pointed out the drum fills, which I think contribute a lot to the feel of the track, because sometimes this type of electronic music with a simple backbeat can kind of drone on, but having the little fills also adds to the overall, I guess, the aesthetic of kind of aggression that they were going for, because you have those kind of harsh synths that interject, and then having that also represented in the drums with those fills happening every so often is a cool way to do it too. I do think some of the rhythm, not in the drums but in the synth, needed to get locked in with some of that glitchiness. And I would say, I know that this isn't like a dubstep or like a future bass kind of track at all, but I would definitely, for TI-80 Mark, just listen to some like more traditional like dubstep music, or like especially something like a Skrillex, because what Skrillex and other producers like that are really good at is like interjecting like random little glitch sounds and random little like just ear candy but also harsh at the same time electronic sounds into an otherwise kind of very pleasant and just a very pleasant track. So I would just listen to that for techniques and see if there's techniques from that you can build into this type of music, because it definitely seems like there was a harsh synth that wanted to interject itself and stand out. And I think that there's ways that you could pull from those other genres and take techniques from that. Also, TI-80 Mark says that little blaster in the album art is a laser hanging on their wall. Can you give me a link in Discord, a purchase link? I would like to purchase this.
That's a real thing.
It's a real thing. I want to buy it.
What does it like? What does it do? Is
I
it
think
like
it's probably
a
like
Nerf gun? Like,
I don't know. It's pretty dope.
That's what
fire.
made me think it was an enemy robot.
Oh, got it.
I don't know, but I feel like it was like enemy robots doing something like successful for them. Like they were like, hey, we're killing all the people, or we're taking over the civilization.
So you support the robot revolution is what you're saying?
No, I just think this would be like their winning song. Like
oh, their triumph over humanity.
Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know why that came to me, but that's kind of how I felt throughout. So
we love that.
I feel like I could understand, because the sample's in C major. It's kind of hard to make that sound as dark.
Totally.
That's why I was just like, they're not angry. They're just like really upset at something.
Love that. Hey, Adel Constantine, thank you for becoming a member. TI-80 Mark says it's battery powered and lights up and spins. I need the link to buy it, my friend. Please put the link in Discord. All right. Thank you for that entry. Nonetheless, let's keep it moving. The next entry we have is from Huge, which Huge has entered the 343 challenge before. He's definitely had his tracks reviewed on my streams before. Maybe he has also entered the 343 Labs sample challenge. But a very talented producer, so I'm excited to hear this track. That's called Dear City, and we don't have any other additional context. So we'll just have to go with the flow.
The artwork is so interesting.
The artwork is interesting. People are very good today at pairing their work with good visuals.
I don't know if that's like a headless person or what I'm looking at.
I think it's a headless person.
It looks kind of cool.
Let's give it a listen. Dear City, y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Huge, are you in the chat? Let me know. Again, thank you, Adel Constantine, for becoming a member.
Oh.
I love nice percussion like this, you know?
Yeah.
Crunchy percussion.
The piano is very nice.
Yeah.
Inside this room, all of my dreams become realities.
Good use of a voice line there.
Ooh.
Huge, you are here. Hello. Oh, listen to this harmony shift.
That's that R&B goodness.
Mm-hmm. And then just straight up key change. Beautiful key change.
Definitely reharmonized the chord progression.
that plucky. Bring. That's really nice.
Just listen to it, that's all.
I like how they took the melody of the sample and put it into the piano. Like made it
Yeah.
a part of the piano line. Fantastic. Man. And Michael Boothby in chat says this deserves more than 14 views. I could not agree more.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This definitely deserves more than 14 views. Another fantastic lo-fi track. I mean, we could probably put a lo-fi compilation together just from this one challenge.
Yeah.
Lots of really great sounds. Using that field recording in combination with sort of like a cassette noise. I don't think it's quite a vinyl crackle, but all of that contributes to like a beautiful nostalgic feeling for the track, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that key change was my favorite
Yes. Tell
I
me,
love jazz
talk more
chord
about the key
voicings.
change. Yes.
part. Love jazz chord voicings. They just add such a complexity to emotion. That's one of the reasons why I like R&B so much, is because like it's based off of jazz and like jazz theory, and like it can be very complicated, but like when you're listening to it, it sounds like life is simple, but it's really like difficult to like execute that.
Yeah.
I like the piano parts a lot, like the improvisational kind of stuff. Like not everybody has the skill to do stuff like that, so when you can,
Yeah.
it's always good to add that. And you hear a lot of like lo-fi tracks with not much live instrumentation happening,
Yep.
and so
Yeah.
it definitely makes it stand out to me.
I want to know if
Absolutely.
did you play the piano on that? Are you a trained pianist? I'm guessing that you are, because that sounds really not splice based at all.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like when you have that skill, you can take your tracks in any direction you want to go. You're not reliant on a sample or something. So Huge, please let us know. Huge is in chat. Huge says, enjoying the whole Haze sample pack. I'm so glad. Please let us know in chat if you're playing live keys and stuff over this, because we would love to know. Fantastic. Thank you, Huge. Yep, I played the keys, says Huge in chat. Amazing. Love that.
Fire.
You know what I say to all these producers? It's like, if you want to just put some food on the table, just put together a bunch of packs. Just play some stuff, play some keys, release like the Huge music, like piano pack. Give people like, 25 samples or 25 loops to download. And it's just another source of income. Y'all are so
Yeah.
talented. Fantastic. Oh, hello, MP in chat. Thank you. Huge says used soft piano and pigments. Cool. Soft piano is from Labs, which Labs is just really dope. Everybody should use Labs because it's free. It's free and amazing.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about their pianos. That
Yes.
sound really great.
Just download it. It's free.
Camera.
All right. Let's keep going. We only have a few more to go. A lot of really strong entries. I feel like every time we do this, the entries get stronger and stronger.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But it's going to make the deliberation process even more difficult because we can only select one winner.
Oh.
Funky Sage 10. So this is my first submission. Hope I made it in time. You did indeed. Yesterday at 7:43 p.m. Very close. All right, let's give it a listen. Funky Sage 10. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, a little shaft action. I didn't see this going this direction at all.
Not at all.
Same.
Hence the name Funky Sage.
Oh yeah, good point. Oh, Such great percussion.
Yeah.
The strings are lifting us up.
Yeah. Ooh. This is also someone else that plays.
Right.
Yeah. You can just tell sometimes.
Funky Sage, if you're in chat, say hi.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same. Nice drum
Oh,
fill.
yes. Very good
Nice.
ending. Overall, wow. What a high energy, awesome track. I honestly didn't see it going this direction, especially from the intro. I thought we might get like another kind of
At
lo-fi
all.
style track or something. Funky Sage 10 says, so for this, I pitch corrected the sample, then I altered it to make the little synth elements throughout the song, added some instruments, some live recording, and here you go. Yes.
So I didn't even read that. And sometimes you can just hear it and you can just tell.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
somebody, this is being played.
What did you all think? What do you all have to say?
Very groovy. I like
Very.
the bass a lot. Kind of like, I couldn't tell if maybe it's a live bass being played in or whatever, but either way, it sounds great. And just the overall groove, like you mentioned, percussion, drums, you know, sounded really tight. So enjoyed it.
Yes.
I like the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Because it's like I could kind of hear that the tempo was increased a bit, but it wasn't so drastically increased that I would expect like this type of arrangement
Right.
to follow it. It was really, really well put together.
Totally. And I'm a sucker for good just good arrangement and good song structure, and this
Yeah.
you know hits the ground running with great structure from that when those drums first drop out at 37 seconds in or something like that. That's so nice because you get this new synth that comes in with that slow attack that sort of tells you, okay, we're building to something more, something else is coming in. And then later at the end, it like does a similar build, especially with the end, with the element of surprise in the end, big drum fill and no hitting the downbeat. It's just like, that's how it ends. Boom, done. Very cool. I think there's a couple mixing things, like a couple things were like a little bit too loud in the mix, like just stuck out like a little bit too much. So I just take a second pass at the mix, maybe listen on some different headphones, some different speakers, make sure everything is kind of leveled out, and pay close attention to what is the listener supposed to be paying attention to. It's one thing, they can't listen to everything in that moment. So what is supposed to be front and center and what can get kind of spread across around the stereo field to bring focus to the more important things. But wow, this is a great entry, and I'm glad you made this entry late in the game yesterday. That's fantastic. It's getting harder and harder, and the more good entries we get.
Yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
the more we do this, I can't even imagine what December is going to be like.
I know, it's crazy. But lucky for us, we only have one more entry to go. One more entry to enter the pool of deliberation. And that is from Wislow, aka James Murley, who's in chat, or was in chat earlier. Hope they still are. Submitted at 10:30 p.m. their time, so that's good. Samples on here of pedal steel, mandolin, and harp that go with the guitar. Ran the sample through Portal by Output and the Arturia Effects bundle. Very cool. Sample is about 4 layers worth of stuff using the Beats warp mode and some chops. Just got Ozone Advanced, so excited to hear your opinion. All right.
Nice.
Let's give this one a listen. I'm going to listen to the one that's posted in the Discord. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's give it a listen in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, very cool use of this sample.
Yeah. classic beach and birds.
I love that rim shot.
Oh,
What even is that amazing, whatever it is, beautiful sound?
it's like if water was a synth.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Harp, says James Murley. Interesting. Here's that deep bass.
Yeah.
James says it's a harp through output.
Output has really good sense.
Yeah.
What I've heard. Yeah. Drunk Bishop says, I can never accurately guess the instruments James uses in his tracks.
That's a high compliment.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing, because then like nobody can ever recreate what you've done. Like, it's
Yeah.
a very unique tag.
Okay, and the voice is a voice and pedal steel through vocal synth. Andre Von Zark says this feels like a chill party under the water in a capsule city.
Wow.
Sure.
It's interesting to see what songs evoke what for different people.
Yeah, totally. Another one, like, I don't know, maybe it's something to do with the sample, but it seems like a lot of people are just creating these beautiful sonic worlds this time around. Like,
Yeah,
very...
like evoking your energy, Tetro.
Maybe that's what it is, yeah. But just lots of great straight up atmosphere and like beautiful sounds happening. And James executed this really well. I think that is really a high compliment. Like, I can't identify what type of instruments they are because it sounds somewhat familiar. Like, we know that it's kind of like a string plucked instrument, but it's like floaty and it's just like super original, the texture.
Yeah.
And this goes back to what I was saying before. Y'all should release your own sample packs, or maybe that's another thing we can do. We can do like a community sample pack where everybody does like a unique element of their production or something. That's cool. But what did you all think of this track?
Thought it was
thought it
really
was-
smooth.
Yeah, same.
Very
It was
smooth.
really relaxing to
Like
listen
you summed
to.
it up good, just like atmosphere.
Yeah. James says it's 90% samples chopped. I think there's just so much opportunity with samples. I mean, sure, like synthesis is cool. We've heard a lot of people today using synths in really cool ways, but I do think that there is something about taking recorded sample material and transforming it.
Yeah, because you kind of take a lot more pride in like the track that you create because you're like actually molding it into
Yeah.
something else. Because the sample is just like the clay, essentially. You can just kind of like leave it there, essentially, or like you can really just morph it into whatever you want, really.
What an amazing analogy. It really is like sculpture, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
James, thanks for rounding out the entries today. If you were trying to get in after James, I'm sorry, it's too late, but we hope you will join us for next month's sample challenge. What we need to do now, though, is the very difficult task of choosing a winner. And there can only be one, of course. We will do our best, even though there were so many high-level tracks in today's challenge. I think here's what I'm going to do. Thomas and Nefertiti, I think the best thing to do would be I'll recuse myself from the deliberation. I'll stay and hang out with chat, and you two can go off stream and deliberate and then come back and then present the winner. Does that sound good? I trust you two.
Removes himself as the bad guy.
Exactly. Well, see, I don't want to feel biased because we've got like members, non-members, right? Like I gotta like recuse myself. I think it's only right. And then it's a little more. It's better for the chat. You know, I can stay and hang out with the chat.
Okay, that's fair.
So you both go deliberate in your own thing, and then jump back in Zoom when you're all are ready, and we will unveil the winner.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
I don't know how you guys are gonna do that, but
I'll call you Nefertiti, and we can talk.
All
about
right.
it
I'll
there.
just.
all right. You
I'll
guys
just
should
leave.
mute your Zooms. You can stay in the Zoom, mute your Zooms, and then talk on the phone.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. All right, and I'll cut to my big screen so you can't see them or read their lips. But what did you all think of today's entries? I think, as usual, it gets better and better. Like, you all are just so impressive with your entries every single month, and I think that's the great part of these communities. You know, we do this with 343 Labs. You all know that I do the feedback sessions once a month as well, like with my channel members, or twice a month, I should say, the second and fourth Saturday. So it's coming up this Saturday. Members, get ready. I don't know. I'm just glad that everybody is improving and also keeping to their own original sort of sound. And everybody's presenting a different genre. So I think it's great. I'll say hi to a few people that I didn't say hi to before. Common Beats, hello. Pilgrim of Light, thank you for being here. Who else? Silver Orangutan, thank you so much for becoming a member. I think you became a member off stream, or maybe it was a few streams ago. I'm not sure. But you all did so good. Really. What type of sample would you all like to see for the next one, for the next sample challenge? Let us know. Because we've actually had 2 guitar samples now, and then we've done the sax sample. Should we do something more synthy next time? Maybe something a little more electronic? Maybe we can get somebody like John Selway to contribute a sample or something. That would be great. Pedro says, hello from Malaysia. Thank you for your content. Appreciate you so much. You have no idea. You have a lot of following here. Thank you so much, Pedro. I appreciate that. Falguna says, do you think I've had a consistent style? My second submission was different from the others. I would have to go back and listen. You know, I listen to so many of these entries, even though I do semi-remember yours, Falguna. But Falguna, I think my expectation, my instinctual expectation when I hear your music is it's going to be some kind of like beautiful lo-fi track. So for what it's worth, that's where my mind goes when I see that you've submitted a track before listening to it. So I hope that's kind of the same. Ed Oyama says, like a Kenny Beats totally random ugly sample. Yeah, maybe we could do something like that. That would be a fun challenge. Andre Von Zark says, how about a vocal sample? Well, actually, did you all know that Nefertiti Gold is a vocalist? When they get back on, I want to see, we'll ask Nefertiti if she will do a vocal sample for next time. That would be cool. Could take like an acapella from her single or something. We should get James to contribute his watery synth to use that as a sample challenge. Oh, interesting. Maybe we could set up some kind of sample exchange. That would be fun. Jazzy acapella vocal, says Ed. Yeah, that could work. It seems like a lot of people are interested in vocal sample. Okay. Let's see. We'll see what Nefertiti has to say when Thomas and Nefertiti get back. Seems like y'all are dying for a vocal sample. I love using vocal samples. Something about using the human voice is just dope. A 343 sample exchange would be bomb. Yeah, we're working on something else too with 343 Labs that we're not going to announce just yet, but close friends and family of 343 Labs, like people who have taken courses and people who come to events, and then eventually people in the Discord will hear about it really soon. But kind of a deeper experience with 343 Labs is coming. I'm just going to tease that, but it's not officially announced yet. I hope you all have been enjoying the Tetro videos lately. If you haven't seen it, I did release part 2 of the music theory video and getting a lot of really good feedback on that. I really didn't expect it to be a popular series. That first music theory video, like, people really liked for one reason or another. I just really like explaining it in a very simple way, very accessible way for people, and it seems like people are into that. So check out part 2 or even part 1 if you haven't checked it out yet. And I'm thinking about part 3 for next month too. So, and by the way, if you all do need the like a month of Skillshare, I've got that. That's happening every month on the channel. So take advantage. Get your free month of Skillshare while you're over there. Roshane says, how many parts do you think will be in the music theory series? It's a great question, Roshane, because I am not super advanced with my theory knowledge, but I think it's going to go on for some time. It'll go on at least for the rest of the year. So we'll do September, October, November, December, probably at least 4 more parts. I think our judges are coming back. Are you all ready? You can unmute yourselves when you're ready.
We have a pick.
We have a pick. Okay. Let me
Nefertiti
switch
is
my
gonna
camera.
share the news.
Okay, before
Oh,
you
man.
share and announce the
Go right
news,
into it, Thomas.
before that, I was talking to the chat about next month's sample challenge, and everybody was like, "Oh, we should do a vocal sample. Should do a vocal sample." And I was like, "Did you all know Nefertiti Gold is a vocalist, and maybe Nefertiti can provide us with a vocal sample for next month? What do you think about that?"
Yeah, I can definitely do that. Absolutely. That is what the people want.
That is what the people want. So I think, yeah, you could come up with something really cool, and I would be psyched to flip a vocal sample by you too.
Cool.
For sure.
I'm just gonna sing in all the keys.
Singing all the keys. I was thinking you could even
all 12 semitones.
take a phrase from like your single too. Like people be like, "Oh, let me check out the song now." You know, think about it. Promotional promotional
Take
part.
out the part that doesn't have any curses in it.
There you go. Just like one solid vocal line. Yeah. Could be fun. All right. You heard it, chat. Nefertiti is now locked in. You heard that. That was on live stream commitment to
No
providing a vocal
pressure.
sample. No pressure. All right. So should we kill the suspense, announce the winner? I will reiterate again that it is so difficult to pick one winner in a sea of amazing tracks that span all
This is
different
true.
genres. Of course, they're thinking about a number of different criteria. We're trying to spread the love with winners. So like if people have won previously, we try to, look at some people who maybe haven't won recently. So I guess without further ado, this winner today is actually also winning an FL Studio license. So thank you to FL Studio for providing that. Who is
Absolutely.
it?
Oh, wow. There's no transition at the
No.
end of that. It was so professional, and then it's just like,
Nope.
I need the answers.
I need to know.
Well, after much deliberation, I'm noticing that I'm the one that has to deliver this news every month. And,
Yep.
it took us a while. We really thought about it. We took notes and took into consideration different elements, how the sample was used along with original production, and how you included something that was not yours and still made it yours. And we came to the conclusion that the winner is
Drum roll.
Alv Martin.
Alv Martin, amazing. I quite possibly could have predicted that. I think it was just like such a surprise to hear
was.
that type of track. I'm actually going to bring it up now so we can just listen to it in the background. But Alv Martin, all the way from Nicaragua, with that amazing production skill. That summer vibe. I just played the wrong song because Audius is doing whatever it wants. But here we go. Alv Martin, yes. Latin feel, almost like a reggaeton vibe. Very clean production. I think we can
Yes.
all safely say that is a great choice for the winner, despite there being very many great entries this
No, there are
month.
definitely a lot of great entries. It was definitely a tough one. I try to keep notes throughout the stream.
Yeah,
And like after a while, like my page just starts to look kind of crazy down here. So
yeah, for
it was
sure.
definitely a tough choice. So, but this is a good problem to have. It means that the community as a whole is getting better together.
It's a great problem to have. And again, we are looking at ways of like honoring more entries in doing an end of the year compilation. So please stay tuned for that. Or if anybody has thoughts about that, we'd love to hear them in chat. Or if you guys want to talk about it over on Discord too, that would be cool. But we definitely want to be selecting some of the top tracks, reaching out to those producers, getting permission, maybe giving people a little extra time to do a final mix or something, whatever it may be.
Yeah, definitely.
But we're definitely thinking about that for the end of the year. But this is fantastic. So congrats, Alv Martin. We will be reaching out to you on Discord to get your email so that we can hook you up with the FL Studio license. Very much appreciate your entry and appreciate everybody's entry. don't forget if that you do want to be a part of these challenges, they happen every single month. So don't just bank on showing up to the stream and submitting. That's not how it works. There's a deadline.
Yeah.
It's monthly. We put the sample literally right in our Discord channel, the 343 Labs, the 343 Challenges channel over on our server. You download it, you get a whole month. Everybody's hyping each other up. I saw in there, everybody's giving like lots of encouragement and feedback, not only from us, but from other community members. So it is a great way to participate, get to know some people that are also doing the same thing you're trying to do. So link is in the description of the video to join the Discord. Please, please, please join. Other shout outs and plugs. What do we got to remind people to do?
Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, 343 Labs.
Subscribe to 343. I know that Thomas also has a channel that he randomly streams on. as
Oh,
well.
is that true?
Throw that in there.
Shout out the
Yeah.
Twitch, Thomas.
Oh yeah, my Twitch is T-Soul Beats Live.
T-Sol
And,
Beats Live.
Yeah, and also YouTube, just T-Soul Beats. So I do some stuff there. Haven't been super active recently, but hoping to get back into it a bit. But yeah, I appreciate the love.
Yeah, Thomas has some of the hardest hitting hip hop beats I've heard. I love them. Like,
Yes.
I like when a kick and a bass just like makes my chest explode. It feels fantastic.
For
I
sure.
appreciate that.
I'm showing everybody the video where you showed me the OP one, Thomas.
Nice.
Oh, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
while back,
People love
but it
that
Was that
video.
pre-COVID?
That was pre-COVID
Yeah, it was.
in the
Oh,
in the
man.
343 Labs like home base in New York. Oh, and perfect. Just McCaffrey's spamming the Twitch link in chat. Perfect. Thank you for that.
Nice.
And Nefertiti, what are you plugging? Where can people find your music? Listen to you.
Oh, my music is available everywhere. I just released a single. It's called "Oh Girl."
Nice.
It is not PG friendly, as a
Oh.
fair warning. There is no clean version. I don't believe in clean versions. But it's called "Oh Girl." It's been streaming since last month. Got a lot of love for it. Spotify, Apple Music, it's on there everywhere. You can even add it to your Instagram stories, your TikTok,
Oh.
and I believe Snapchat as well. Snapchat
We'd love to
stories.
hear that.
So
I see there's even a
yeah.
live video of this on the YouTube.
that's also on my channel too. I tried
Heck yeah.
submitting it to like NPR.
Love that. Go
Yeah.
show some support to the artists.
Yay.
Yeah, that's going to be it for today. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Congrats to Alv Martin for being our winner today. We will be reaching out and we look forward to the next month's sample challenge. Be sure to subscribe to youtube.com/343labs, join the Discord, and I will see you all live again on this channel on Thursday. We'll be doing some beat making or something. I haven't decided yet. So thank you all, everybody. Thomas,
Thanks everyone for
Nefertiti,
answering.
thanks for being
Yeah,
here.
thanks. Great submissions, everybody.
Fantastic submissions. That's going to be it, everybody. This has been Tetro, Nefertiti, and Thomas with 343 Labs. Thank you so much. Have a good one.